Testing 1 2 1 2 testing 1 2. Hello YouTube. This is Jerry D in Tennessee. Papa Jerry. Old man in East Tennessee likes to talk about stocks. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock advisor. I'm just a gray-haired old man that likes to talk about the stock market, about OTC stocks and other things, crypto and regular stocks. And today I'm talking about a big corporate name. And this is a big deal with what's going on with the crypto and the metaverse and virtual worlds. I wish I jumped on this sooner. I got an email because we're going to be replacing one of our applications at the university with a Oracle facilities maintenance application. We're going from Archibus to this other deal because we got some kind of, I guess they offered us a special deal with it or something to try it out and use it. And apparently our facilities department wants to use the application, and since I support the current application for maintenance, which is Archibus, I have access to some Oracle emails and news and stuff about updates about the OS and the database. So anyway, that's beside the point. That's not what I'm talking about today. That's just giving you a background of why I'm tied to, or how I found out about this. And this email come out in the first of the month. And I want to show you first. Let's look at the Oracle stock. Stock over the past month has been on a stair-step climb. It's been on a slow climb. So we started out at the first at like 67.15 a share, and well, we closed out the day at 74.54. So it's on a slow climb. It's not on a real fast climb, but I think part of the reason the stock is going up, and I do feel, let's go to full screen. It's my RSI. Yeah, so if you look at the volume on the weighted average, it's still on a slope up. So that means that the volume, the momentum on this stock is still, the price is still going to go up. Looks like we had a little dip here. Somebody sold, and somebody probably took the bid to get out of the stock on the ask to dump their stock and made some money. They probably bought way back in here. Am I still on the month? No, I'm just on the 5-day. Let's go back to the month. So they might have bought back in here the first of the month when the news come out about that I'm fixing to talk about. And it's slowly been on the climb up, and it ended on 74.54. And it looks like the MACD might be still sloping up a little bit. RSI is on a slight climb. So I mean, and you really don't want a sharp jump in price. I mean, if you're in it long term, you want a slow, steady climb, because of the fact it can drop as sharp as it climbs. If it does a real sharp climb, it might drop like a rock, and you don't want that to happen. You can take a loss that way. So anyway, Oracle, ORCL. If you're not in this stock, I think this price is going to go up some more. I think we're going to hit $100. I really feel like, and this is why. I'm going to give you the reason why Oracle may hit $100 before long. Let's go back to this. And if you don't know what Oracle is a world-class database. They also have some software out there. They bought the rights to Java, which is a development language. It's been around since, I guess, since I've been into computers. I guess about the 70s, the late 70s, early 80s. Java's been around for a long time. I don't know the exact, and forgive me if I've got the dates wrong, but I think it's real close, around 70s, early 80s, when Java got started. And it was the thing to get into if you wanted to. I mean, if you were just getting started, a lot of people had big hopes and dreams about Java, and Java's in a lot of stuff. Java's really grown over the years. It's had its issues like any other programming language. Everything has its growth pains. So Java's done real well. But anyway, that's not what my video's about. I'm a Java developer. That's why I'm passionate about Java. And Oracle does have the rights to Java. They took over the open source project, bought it out from under Sun Systems. So anyway, so we're at 74.54 on the close of the day. The price has been on a steady climb, as you can see from this chart right here. And I really do personally think Oracle's going to hit $100 a share. It may go surpass $100 a share, but we shall see what will happen. And let's get down to business. Why? So there was an article at the first of the month, actually on July 8th, which was July 8th is the day before the anniversary of TRON, the release of TRON. So Oracle timed this news, and I remember TRON very well. I was a senior in high school when TRON was released. That was one of the big movies that come out. Very, very popular movie. If you've not seen it, I suggest you watch it. It's pretty cool. It's kind of a guy that gets sucked into a virtual world, and you know, our technology's getting into virtual worlds. Virtual worlds are a thing now, and they are growing, and they are going to be in the future. So TRON was released on July 9th, 1982, which is that was a very successful movie, very popular movie. So this year was the 40th anniversary of TRON Day. So what Oracle's doing, Oracle's getting into the metaverse. Everybody's heard of Meta, the virtual worlds, Internet 3. Well, Oracle, the technology database companies, doing the same thing. They have software that they sell as well as their database. So they have multiple products, multiple ways to pull in income into the company. So to celebrate the anniversary of TRON, and I think this is very fitting. And again, I apologize. I wish I jumped on this as soon as the email come out. I receive regular emails from Oracle because I work in an Oracle database. I make changes to tables and everything. So that's how I found out about this. It was probably, well, see, it says it was published in Oracle Developers Group. So that being said, let's get off of that. Let's get on with this. So 40 years ago, TRON, an iconic celebration of storytelling and virtual reality, was released in theaters. To celebrate, I've created a repository to teach you how you can run your own metaverse rooms and host them on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Also, did I mention there's a challenge? So they had a contest, and to enter this contest, you would have to sit down. You'd have to know how to use Blender, and you'd have to learn API. And I'm in the middle of building a new server right now, so I'm kind of busy at the university, so I didn't have time to go and look at try to research this and see how to put it together. I may in the future, I may look at this code and I may do I may create a virtual room, create a video and show how I create a virtual room. But I could see our university doing virtual classrooms like this. I mean, as I went into the Doge Temple, which was a virtual conference center, I could see the University of Tennessee building a virtual classroom where the students have their own desks in the classroom. There's a virtual screen on the front of the classroom where the instructor's instructional video would be sitting. I could see this coming to fruition. We're in the process. The university, not myself, not me personally, but the university is building a video studio. It has a huge green screen room, and this is for virtual classes, so they can have online classes and students can take classes and not have to stay in a dorm or attend at the university. So, and this is the new world. This is with the COVID. We've been dealing with COVID for the past 2 years. Our world's changing, and the university is adapting. And I'm not trying to plug, and the university's not paying me to plug the university. And also, I need to say that my views do not reflect the same views of the university. They may not agree with some of the stuff that I post on here. So this is not a UT sponsored video. I mean, I am an employee of UT. I'm an OIT employee, but they may not agree with everything I talk about on my channel. I'm just saying that, and I'm not doing this as part of UT. This is my own personal YouTube channel. So, that being said, so the author of this article said, also did I mention there's a challenge. So, they were going to let people compete and create meta world rooms, and they were going to judge them. All you have to do is enter, follow the guide, set up your own room, then add your own touch to make it cool. After you are finished, post a picture to our Slack, and we will choose one lucky winner at random. I'm getting tongue-tied. But, so you could enter this competition from July 9th through July 12th. Well, it's July 21st, so it's too late to be in this competition. But it's not too late if you're a developer and you want to play around with some software and see how you could create your own space in the metaverse. This is a good start. This is a free, open way to get into the metaverse. So now, that being said, the fact that virtual worlds are a thing, and there's a lot of publicity, a lot of people are all excited about. Facebook has changed their name to Meta. They're going to be in the metaverse, but now Facebook is not the whole metaverse. Metaverse is going to be Web 3.0, which, from what I understand, the plans for Web 3.0 is going to be more virtual rooms, VR stuff. And I explained to a friend of mine this past weekend, he's like, oh, you got to have a VR headset to do this. No, you don't have to do that. If you go back to my video about my Doge Temple, when I entered the Doge Temple, and Decentraland, you go to Decentraland, enter as a guest, you don't have to have a virtual, an Oculus headset or anything like that. You can get into the virtual world through your web browser. Okay, these virtual worlds are not going to be all just restricted to having a headset on your head and special gloves and suits, and all that stuff's going to be cool, and that's going to be coming out. That will be available, that kind of stuff. But my suspicion is the bulk of the first adopters of the metaverse are going to be in a web browser. They're going to be trying it out on a web browser. They may be on low income, may not have the budget, they may not feel up to jumping the gun and buying a new Oculus headset. And I expect those headsets and the virtual reality equipment that's going to come down in price as more and more people get into it. That's just the nature of it. When it's brand new, the price is expensive. And then as time goes on, as it becomes a thing, a standard thing, the price starts dropping. So, anyway, Oracle's getting into the metaverse. They have So they have a framework that you can use to create. So they have this AFrame.io. I'm going to leave all the links down below. I'm going to leave the link to the article. I'll have the link to Oracle, the link to this article. I'll have a link to a few Google searches and this framework. I'm going to have a link to Blender. Blender is an open source game engine that you can use as a 3D editor that can be used to generate games, video games. So, you know, if I was just starting out, I'm in college. Well, I work in a college. I'm not in college, but if I were just starting in college, was not in, did not have a job right off the bat for an IT department, I'd be looking. This is the next thing. This is going to be the next big thing where the jobs are going to be. As the metaverse grows, as virtual reality grows into a standard thing in our society, there's going to be jobs for people creating these virtual worlds. So I strongly encourage, if you're taking computer classes, if you're into computer science, you want to be a computer analyst, even if you're going to be a sysadmin, I encourage you to learn how these things work. Get into it. I mean, you may not want to learn how to create your virtual worlds and stuff, but the more you know, the more it's going to help your job in the future, because everything's computerized. Everything, when I was young, let me start off. When I was young, everything was on paper. We had cash boxes. I worked in a lumber yard while I was going to college, and we figured up our tickets in our head and on paper. We had a little calculator, like a calculator, but we had a big calculator on a desktop, and we had a cash box. And about 3, 4, I think it's 5 people had access to the cash box, and I was one of them. And you figured up what the person bought from off the lumberland. You walked out there with them. We loaded up the truck, come back into the front office, figured up the ticket. I'd have a notepad with me, just writing down what we got, and then we'd fill out a ticket, and then I totaled it up on the calculator, and then they'd either write me a check or they'd give me cash, and I'd figure up the change, and then I would hand them the change out of the cash box. So we've come a long way from since then. Cash registers. Most places usually don't go to a place that doesn't use a cash register unless you go to a flea market, and they probably have a cash box, and they're doing old school because they just don't want to spend the money on a cash register. They're low budget. But so when you consider over the years that we've went from using cash boxes in stores and just, without even having to use a cash register, just filling out tickets and stuff, to full-blown registers with software. A lot of places have online ordering now, which is common. To look at Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, a lot of places have online ordering. Things change fast. I've seen over the past 20, 30 years, I've seen a lot of changes. We had black and white TV when I was a kid. My parents didn't have a TV. They didn't grow up with a TV when they were kids. So they come after the fact. The TV come after the fact after my parents got married and I was born. We had our first black and white TV, and it was a huge console with a stereo in it, radio, record player, 2 speakers. It was huge. It was huge. It was a heavy piece of furniture. It was an actual big solid piece of wood with a lot of electronics in it and a big picture tube. So what I'm getting at is technology changes fast. And if you're just getting into the computer, I'm trying to encourage people that's trying to get into this kind of stuff, writing. If you want to write software and stuff, this is going to be the next. This is the big thing. This is the next big thing. There's going to be jobs. There's probably already a lot of jobs. I've not looked, but there's probably already a lot of jobs. And this is going to be, this is the future. This is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. All right, let me get off of that. So they have a framework, which is a bunch of functions and stuff you can call that'll do a lot of things. I don't know what's involved in the framework. And again, I may on my other channel, I may do another video. I may create my own world, my own room, and this to see how to do it. Blender, I'd suggest you go do a Google search, or Google search will work because it's going to direct you to YouTube videos. There's a Blender Master guy that he does tutorials on how to use Blender. I suggest you go through a tutorial on YouTube and learn Blender if you're going to try this out. Then go to the Framework AFrame IO site. Download the framework and look at their documentation and learn how to use their framework with Blender to create your world. Now this article will go on, and they even tell you how to create your own account on the Oracle Cloud. So there's a free tier account that you can sign up for through Oracle. OCI, Oracle Cloud Interface tier account. I guess is what it's called. Did I have? Let's look at this. This is TRON. This is the AFrame. This is the AFrame site where you can learn about the framework, how to use it. And again, I'm going to leave you the links for this stuff. Part of the links are already in the article, but I'm going to add the links to each thing. Here's blender.org, where you get the software for the 3D development environment. You could do a lot of advanced things. This will be, you will have a learning curve if you've never done virtual reality 3D stuff. So there's a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff that you can do in this software. There's a lot to it. So again, go to YouTube and watch some tutorials to get yourself started on how to do things, because it's not real obvious how to use this software. It is open source. It's very powerful software, very well written software, but there's a learning curve to using it, and it'll be a whole lot easier for you to go out to YouTube, look at some tutorials, go through the tutorials and follow along with the tutorials and do what they say, and that will get you a good start to getting this done. So right there's the download Blender. So Blender is a free and open source 3D creation suite. It supports the entirety of the 3D pipeline: modeling, rigging, animation, simulation, rendering, compositing. I'm tongue-tied. Sorry, I must be having a senior moment. And motion traction, even the video editing and game creation. So, here's where I did some Google OCI, Oracle Cloud Implementation, the future of cloud implementation. This is an article on that, but it's actually on Oracle. So I believe there's a link to, if I go back here, yeah, signupcloud.oracle.com. Right here, there's links. Let's go to the new tab here. I'm going to leave you that link as well so you can add an account. So you can do some very advanced things with this software. And you know, for somebody just getting started, if you want to play around, you can do this for free. All it really is going to cost you is your time to learn how to use it. I strongly encourage, if you're interested in this kind of thing, this is the future. There's a PDF on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. This describes the platform. I'm not going to go over this in the video. For a lot of my viewers, this will be boring. But if you're an IT person, you'll probably eat all this up. You'll want to know how all this is set up, and the structure and the mechanics behind it and how it works. Because that's kind of, you kind of have to know this to use it. So this is a very detailed document. I'm going to leave a link for this as well if you're interested in this. Here's a free download guide on the IaaS, which is a guide on the Oracle Cloud Interface environment. So this is a dummies guide on getting started. I totally suggest that you download this. I will also leave a link in this as well. But the thing is with Decentraland, with things going to Decentraland, and the Metaverse, we had Doge Temple. There's going to be numerous sites. So the Metaverse is going to be multiple servers and sites that's interconnected through Web 3.0. It's going to be a high bandwidth because it's going to take the bandwidth to drive the 3D virtual reality graphics. It's going to be high end processing machines. But this stuff is here to stay. The 3D worlds are going to be tied to the NFTs that are tied into the crypto world. It's in the crypto world right now. NFTs is getting sold. It's going to be like cars and maybe outfits for your characters. This is the basis to get yourself started to your own world, to where you can start generating some income by having a virtual game or virtual world, and people can like purchase special outfits, special design outfits for their avatars and all kinds of stuff. So this is the guts. This is the basis where all that stuff is going to be. This is what's going to drive this. This software here is one of the many. Real Engine is probably going to be another one that will be used. I've looked at that in the past. So Real Engine, I think you have to pay a price to get in and use it. So Blender, you can get into it for free. There again, like I said, there's a learning curve. But these kind of things, this stuff is what's going to be driving the new stocks, the new tech stocks that's coming out. The Luna 1. Let's go look at Luna 1. So Luna 1. So if you're going to get into Luna 1, they're going to have their own environment. I don't know if they're going to use Blender. I don't know what the background they're going to use, but Luna 1 is wanting to tie in Meta. They want Samsung, Microsoft Teams. We use that at work at the university for our group meetings. We do video chats. Coca-Cola is going to have stuff, probably advertisement stuff, maybe a store where you buy Coca-Cola like merchandise like hoodies, hats, just all kinds of different stuff. Little Coca-Cola bear, plush bears, stuff like that. I can imagine that. Khan Academy. Anybody's been in, on YouTube for long probably has run across some Khan Academy videos. Very well-known videos. Lynda.com. I'm on Lynda.com. I have an account. Lynda.com has tutorials and stuff. No, I'm thinking of I'm sorry. I'm getting that confused with LinkedIn. I am having a senior moment. Lynda.com, I believe, is a search on product reviews and stuff. My bad. About to steer you the wrong way. Udemy is another educational site. Coursera, I believe that's an educational site. There's Skillshare. There's going to be a section for game developers. Microsoft, if you're in the Visual Studio, they have a free version of Visual Studio, an open source version of Visual Studio. You can build stuff, games and stuff through that, but you may have to pay to upload for Xbox people to download your games and stuff. You may have to pay a fee or a subscription. Epic Games, which is probably uses Real Engine. EA, which is another game company. Activision is another game company. Valve, Roblox. So you see what I'm saying? This is big. This is going to be big thing. So I thought it was important that I mention that a big dog like Oracle getting into the metaverse. Metaverse ain't going away. It is here to stay. It's going to grow. It's going to be our future. So again, I've seen changes over the years, and I believe this is going to be a very big change. This is going to be a change the way we deal with the internet. Everything's going to be, a lot of stuff's going to be trending to be virtual reality 3D sites. So if you're a website developer for the internet and you want to be able to work in Web 3.0, I strongly encourage you to learn about the metaverse. And maybe go check this article out about Blender, Blender, and that framework that Oracle put out for creating a beta room. Learn how to create your room, and then learn how to create interactions in the room. Create your avatars, your just different things, picking up devices. If it's going to be a first-person shooter, create different guns, how to create different guns, and the different effects you can do with the environment. I'm not sure if that's what Oracle intended for that. Oracle may have intended they're going to put that out for probably retailers to create their own 3D website where you can go browse and maybe go in a virtual store and look at products and make purchases. Would be my thing, which might be like similar to the Decentraland. If you're curious about what I'm talking about and you really don't know what the metaverse is all about, I've got a couple of videos out there about I have one where I went on Decentraland. I believe that's the one I crashed it. I crashed the software on this box. I've got a Alienware Aurora, which is like one house of a machine, and the software, I was just running around the world and jumping around different things and crashed the software in that video. But there's going to be some bugs as they start putting this and building this stuff, because this stuff is very complicated software. And again, it takes a pretty good machine, pretty good server to serve this stuff up. But anyhow, I think this is a big deal. I think this is going to be a big deal. I'm also considering I'm going to go ahead and I may buy me some Luna XLN. So I think what I'm going to do, I may do that, and if I do that, I may see what's in the Luna 1, what's available. This is not available right now on like Coinbase or Binance. So I've been watching a lot of stuff about this, and this is going to be big. And again, Oracle getting into this and you can see the stock since the release of that article has been going. People are buying in, and they're expecting when. I don't think the metaverse is in full form yet. I believe it's still got some growth pains it's going to have to go through. I don't think it's fully in use at the moment. I think this is more This year is more experimental. I know there's things throughout this year's getting to be released, like I mentioned, Decentraland. Doge Temple is another place you can check out, and you see how some of that stuff works. So with Oracle getting into this, and Oracle's a big name. Oracle's worldwide. They are a world-class database. They've been around for a while, and they've got a lot of tech products out there in the IT world that people use and have known and trust for years. So they have embraced the Metaverse. They are embracing Web 3.0, and they kind of have to. They have to go with the changes that are going on in our environment, in the tech environment. So this stock right now, I mean, over the past month, like I said, well, let's look at the 52-week range. So they have been up to over $100. I think they're headed up over $100 now. If you get in now, you might make, you hit over $100. I think it's going to well surpass $100 when we hit. If we can break $100 on Oracle, we might hit maybe $125, $150 a share before the end of the year. I could see that. Now, right here, it's saying it's overvalued. I don't think they are overvalued. Being an IT person, this is a company that brings in like tons and tons of money a year. It costs for a license to host an Oracle database for your company or for a university. I don't know what the end price is, but it is not cheap to host an Oracle database. You can download a free version of the database and run it on your computer to play around and learn the SQL calls and stuff, but to have a production licensed copy of Oracle running at your facility, it is not cheap. Licensing is very expensive for this software. They bring in a lot. They're big, like IBM, Cisco, Dell, Sun, Microsoft. Oracle's big dog in this game. They are one of the big dogs. So with them getting in the Metaverse, that's a big deal. That is going to be a big deal, and this is going to drive their stock up as the Metaverse grows. And they are delivering the tools for companies to be part of the Metaverse. I'm not being paid to make this video or anything. This is not a paid promotion, but I do use Oracle in my job, and it's very, very dependable. And with them providing or supporting the tools for the Metaverse, only shows me that NFTs, the crypto world, the Metaverse, Web 3.0, all of this stuff, all these changes are here to stay. They're going to be around for a while. This is the time, if you're going to invest in some stuff, this is the time to make some money on some stocks, crypto. Crypto's going to be around for. I can see where it will probably, a lot of people, if you're using debit cards, you're already digital. I'm just saying, you're already digital. So it's here. It's here. It's just people's not realize that it's here yet. But more and more people, instead of carrying cash, are using a debit card or credit card to pay their bills. With that, I would say you need to be responsible. Keep the lights on, keep the food on the table, keep a roof over your head, and keep clothes on those children. Don't let those children freeze to death out there, folks. Don't let the children freeze to death out there. But anyway, I wanted to make this video. I'm going to leave links in the description below, so if you're an IT person or if you're a computer science student, if you're in any kind of computer courses and you're like thinking, man, I'd like to get into developing a Metaverse world and be a developer for that kind of thing. Well, right here's where you can start. You can learn. If you're not taking classes in it right now, you can download this stuff, and you can look at the tutorials. I suggest the Blender tutorials, and on YouTube, and just dive in. That's the only way you can learn it, is dive in. But there's going to be money to made, and that's going to be one avenue of making money in this, is being a developer for these worlds. And like I said, if you're just getting started, you're just starting school, and you want to be in the computers, that's going to be your degree, computer science, data processing, I would look into this. This is where a lot of money is going to be made. You could probably, if you want a contract for several years, you could make a lot of money at it. Anyhow, that being said, I'm going to let this video go. I may do another video. I want to talk about somebody that did contract, but I need to go and get their permission to create a video about this. But I think this is a good thing. I think there's a future. And if you're not in Oracle, if you got the money you want to invest, it is kind of pricey, okay? Like today's close is $74.54. Still trading after hours. This thing's going to trade till like 8 o'clock tonight. So after hours right now, it's dropped to $74.21. I think there's a way you can turn on after hours, but I don't think I want to bore you with that right now. I think there's a way to do it. It says long term, it's bearish. Mid-term, short term, I think it's going to hit $100, but that's just my opinion. Now, again, I'm not a stock advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an old man in Tennessee talking about stocks and things related to stocks. But wanted to come out with this video and talk about this. And I appreciate it if you stuck with me this long. Appreciate you sticking with it and watching my video. I hope I see you in another video. I'd love for you to subscribe, hit the like button. This will push this out. This will actually be more advertisement for the metaverse, and we're just going to see. Just ride along with me. We'll see where all this goes. I'm excited about the crypto, the metaverse, Web 3.0. Things are getting more complicated to develop applications, but the software is getting a little more complicated too. And there's a lot the software is going to do for you. Whereas in the old days, when I first started, you had to code everything by hand. Some of the code gets generated by the software that you're using, like Blender. So anyway, hopefully we'll see you in the next video, and I hope you're having a good, profitable week. And I wish you a good night. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Okay, I almost forgot. Let me mention this real quick. If you don't have an account to purchase any crypto right now, and you want to get into crypto, I invite you to try my affiliate link down below. If you deposit $100 and buy your first crypto off of my affiliate link, they will give you $10 worth of Bitcoin. I did this off of another person's link, and I received the $10 of Bitcoin, and I've sold it before it dropped. So I still have the $10 worth. But anyway, if you get the $10 worth of Bitcoin, as Bitcoin starts going up, I'm sure that's going to be worth more than $10. So I do invite you. You're going to gain more interest. You're going to gain more than what the interest would pay you to pay on $10. You may double or triple that money in the next coming months as Bitcoin climbs back up, because it looks like the crypto's going back up. But I think we've hit the end of the bull market. I believe the bull market is, or the bear market, excuse me, the bear market. We have hit the end of the bear market. It seems, or it appears, that the bull market may be fixing to start. It's kind of churning like it wants to take off. So we shall see where things are going to go. I think Bitcoin's going to go up again, going to be up. There's been people speculating it could be higher than 60, high 60s. Low 70s, thousands a coin. I don't know. We won't know till the investors get into this and start buying and get get, yeah, they just start investing, trading, buying, and selling. But it looks like things are trying to trend up. Things are looking good this past week in crypto. But I invite you to, if you're not into crypto, if you're thinking about it, just toss it around you want to try it, you can get $10 just using my affiliate link. I will get $10 as well as soon as you deposit $100 and create your account and get started. I will as well, but you know, it's $10 is $10. And that's what I'm using as Coinbase. So I trust them. I don't think they're going around and going away anytime soon. I think when the market turns around, I think they're going to do very well. Coinbase and Binance are two main avenues of buying crypto that I trust. Luna One's not on any brokerages right now. Luna One, you have to go through them to buy. And I may put a link down below for Luna One as well. I'm thinking about buying in the Luna One. So anyway, I just want to mention that before I left. I really do think crypto, this is the time to buy. Crypto's down, and it looks like it's starting to go up. So this is probably a good time to buy crypto if you want to do it. But again, that's just my opinion. But I do feel like it's going to go up personally. And I'm heavily into SHIB if you've seen some of my videos. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. Again, I hope you have a good night, and we'll see you in the next video. Bella's got to be right up under me, don't you, Bella? Oh my word. Cloudy day, looks like it may rain. Clouds out over the valley. East Tennessee Valley. And Bella, she's just happy to be around.